Everybody, we've all heard the phrase. We all know what it means. SOL. Same old Lions. Dan Campbell seems to love this phrase. But before we get into talking about Dan Campbell and why he loves that people use the phrase same old Lions, that mantra that's been going around for years, Chris, I want you to tell me, what does the phrase same old Lions mean to you?
Wow. Open-ended here.
Heavy.
Oh, open-end. Everyone gather around for story
Gather
time.
around
No.
the campfire. Chris is
Oh,
going to talk.
same old Lions. I just anytime we lose, basically, anytime we lose in any way that we lose, whether we had the lead, we gave it away, we tried to come back, couldn't go. Same old Lions, right? And for me, I get tired of it just because you watch, and if you're a lazy fan, it's
Ah,
just so easy, right? It's just so easy. And look, I get it. Most of the time, you're right. It's like, yeah, same. I don't know. I really don't know. But you look at what we've done these last 10 years. It's like we're trying to do it right,
yep.
and now finally, it does seem like we are. So Craig, to me, what it means is just like you're not wrong. Until we win, we are the same team, same franchise that's always just kind of lost big games, just lost in hard ways. That's the same old Lions. But for the first time in our lifetime, it's like there's actually a plan and a trajectory that looks really good. So when I think same old Lions, that's what I think. How about you?
Yeah, when I think same old Lions, I think of a curse, right?
Mm.
And no championships for 50 years. And I think of like how there's something that is just preventing us from winning that's almost not of this world. But it's
Oh,
not that. It's not what it is. And I think what same old Lions has come to meant for me is one, that's what the lazy fan would say. Two, it has been same old Lions because the same old Lions means not quite as much talent as everybody else. And when you don't have quite as much talent as everybody else, you get your hopes up at times, but you find immaculate and extravagant ways to lose because you were never supposed to win in the first place.
that's right.
So I think that's what kind of gets me. And when I think same old Lions, I think of friends that are Packers fans and Bears fans because they surround us here in Michigan, right? And we don't hear from Minnesota as much, but I think of them texting us after we lose in remarkable fashion. And they're just like, seriously, how do you guys find a way to lose these games?
Yeah.
And what I want to say is we probably shouldn't have had the lead in the first place. So
Yeah, we
that's what I think by same old Lions. But the
y-
real question is what does Dan Campbell think of this? You got
love it.
something?
Hit it. Nope, hit
All
it
right.
with Dan Campbell because this is what's most important. And
This is what's most important. Dan Campbell was doing an interview, and here's what he said. It was with Peter King, and we talked about him in another video. And he talked about how he, not only him, but the rest of his team are actually motivated by this term. He said, every time we hear SOL, same old Lions, and all that stuff, I think it fuels our fire, Campbell said. We love it. I think that's how we all feel. That's how we all talk. That's how we all think. There's nothing fake about it. What does this tell you, my friend?
yeah, it makes me want to believe that one day we could be the Steelers franchise where
Yes.
we're done with this stuff. Dan Campbell's gonna move us, be the one, right? Because you're so right. It's like we're always gonna be in this, and then when you are and you cycle back into it, it's just there's got to be something really special to break you out of this same old Lions, really get us sustained,
Yeah.
tough, hard team to play, always 500 or better. I mean, I think I saw a thing. Tomlin has never had a losing record. Oh, okay, cool. Like 10 years, 11, well, however long he's been there, but you just are always in the game. And it would take us like just have a really bad game. Right now, it used to just, we have to have a really good game to just win. And it's like, usually you said it perfect. Yeah. Same with penalties. Oh, we got screwed. It's like, no, we're slower. We're out of position and we had more penalties because we're not as good. And
Yeah.
like, that's what it means to me is like we need someone like Dan Campbell, someone special to embrace it, talk about it. We know people say it, but we don't care. We love it. We want to break through and just continue to build something sustainable is what I see from that. I love it.
Yeah, I see teams in similar position to the Lions. I think of teams like the Browns. I think of teams like the Jets, teams that have just been losers for a long time,
Yep.
seemingly. and you see him break through. I remember when the Jets were on Hard Knocks. We all remember those Rex Ryan days, dude
Oh,
just
jeez.
dropping F-bombs like it was his job. I think he thought he was paid more to do that than actually coach football. But
Yep.
you see this, and I remember he used to always be like, hey, play like a Jet, like it's Jets football. And he made it into a good mantra being a Jet. And they had a few good years, even
Yep.
with Sanchez as their quarterback. And like they had a few good years there when they had the talent. I think recently we saw Cleveland Browns had a good year, even beat the Steelers in the playoffs a year and a half ago. And it's like, no. When the talent's there, because I think we all agree Cleveland now has talent. Like when the talent is there, you can win. When the talent's there and you're healthy. And I think that's what the difference is between this team, or the potential difference. It's not proven yet. With this team as the other teams, we'd go in 2 years ago, and our best player, we got 3-4 years, I think it was 3 years ago that we got him, spent a ton of money on Trey Flowers in free agency, spent a bunch of money on Jamie Collins.
Mm,
And what was your thought with those two guys? Okay, so we have a defensive end who does everything well, but nothing excellent.
nope.
And we've got a linebacker who is a freak athlete, but past his prime athletically.
Mm-hmm.
So and you're just like, this is what our hope's in, and now it's like our hope is in young, talented players, not players who were talented and are on their second or third contract.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
a big difference, man, when you're handing out big money to a guy who's 29 or 30 or even 28, and you're saying, no, we're going to rely on these 23, 24, 25, and 26-year-olds to get us to the promised land. It's a big difference.
Huge. And I love what you made a great comp there. That's not a comp at all to Dan Campbell. That's Rex Ryan, where they're so different. Like Rex Ryan was
Yeah.
you weren't making but you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, two just kind of hard-nosed, kind of get weird guys. Man,
weird.
Yeah, so different. Rex Ryan, you said it was like, man, this guy was like paid to be weird, entertaining, just get the rah-rah. Like, hey, before we go out to the field and get you rah. Dan Campbell seems so much different than that. And I think you and I think we were excited at first for Dan Campbell, or a little confused at first. Like, didn't he play for us? He's a tight end. Oh, he's never coached. Oh, okay. Did Brad Holmes hire him?
Never been a coordinator. Yeah.
Was it?
Okay.
And then you start to just slowly, and I think there's been this slow climb of like, I like this guy. I like that move. That's a good move there. He gets us. And so you're exactly
I love
right.
how in step him and Holmes are. Like you building confidence.
And then at the end of the day, you and I think kind of talking each other more into this, and it's not that we're talking each other into it, but we're like more believing you gotta have the horses, you gotta have the players to win in this league. But then you put the right players and the right culture. It's a whole thing, but it's like that's what we have. Like we have it, and now we got to go see it, prove it, all those things. But finally, it just feels like we're on the right path to get out of being the same old Lions when we can win, when we can go into Lambeau, playoff spot on the line, beat Aaron Rodgers or whoever their quarterback is. Just stuff that's like, oh, we're going to Green Bay in December. Okay. That's I'll watch, but we're gonna lose. Like, no, like we're gonna get past all that stuff that we just have struggled with, man. Don't blame the fans. Don't like we've just struggled. So it's just finally, I feel good about it. I can't wait.
And it's going to be a process.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a process. You know who was terrible before they were awesome? The Detroit Pistons. Like they were terrible in the 70s and into the 80s. Like they started getting a little bit better and then all of a sudden broke through. And then like the Indianapolis Colts were absolutely terrible before Peyton Manning got there. And I mean, like you can think of all these different franchises. The New Orleans Saints, were they a great team for a long time? No. Like you just have to have the right horses. And when you have the horses, thanks to Peter King, we know what that means, right? Like when you have the horses, all of a sudden this belief of like, there's no winning, there's no this, and like, it's a curse and same old Lions, as long as the Fords own the team. Stop. If we have talent and we have the right people, and I think pretty much everybody agrees. If you disagree, hit that comment below. And here's what you need to disagree with. Do you think Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are garbage? Right. I think they're good. And if those are the two guys that are running your franchise and Sheila has proven to let them run it, you're gonna be in good shape. So I think that's the big difference here. You're not gonna be same old Lions because it's not the same old hire from within. Hire from within, do the same thing. I remember when we replaced Matt Millen with a guy that worked under Matt Millen and Martin Mayhew,
Good.
Tom Lawand, and I'm just like, oh, and even they did okay.
That's right.
And it's not bad timing. We've got draft picks. Like, I'm excited to see what they do and at least play competitive football. And even if they're not great this year, that's not the expectation.
No.
The expectation is another year away.
Yep.
So if they're good this year, they're just exceeding. That's it.
Yep.
Nope. All I have.
I love it too. That's all I have too. Let us know in the comments your thoughts. I'm good too, Craig. We could talk about this all day. We'd love Dan
all
Campbell.
Day. And we'll talk about it all training camp.
Ooh.
And when we're watching Hard Knocks, and we'll talk about things we don't like too. We will. So, Hey, hit that subscribe button below. We're going to continue to have good Lions and Pistons content almost every day. So just hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We'd love the support, and we'll see you on the next one.